any moment. There it says it. We are live. Actually, it says you are live, but there's two of us, so we are live.
We are live.
We are live. We are live.
Okay, it
Okay.
says it
All
on my
that
video.
technology didn't start as soon as we wanted, have a little bit less time than we thought. Um, but hey, this whole thing started yesterday. An email from our mentor Jim saying, "Hey, he's going
Yes,
to do this great book challenge," and it's like, "Oh, we just wrote a book, but how can you pass that up?"
right?
And so I love the title that popped in my head because it goes with my missions. The world needs you to write your book. Here's why now is the time. Because Jim makes it so easy.
Yes, he does. I have written 7 books with Jim's system, starting way back when he put out the 7-day ebook. And, he makes it easy to follow. Even if you've never written a book before, you can do a book easily on one of his sprints or challenges. He takes all of the difficult part out of writing the book.
Yes, he does. And remember, I told you I had a weather warning and the power just did a little glitchy thingy. So
Oh,
if I disappear, thunderstorms, what can you do? So, but yeah, you've written 7 books. Wowzers.
mm,
The book that we just co-authored was my third.
okay.
And I so I didn't quite use the system as far back as you have, but these new iterations keep getting better and better and better, especially with the tools that
Hmm.
are available, the technology that is available to us.
Right.
And yeah, so let me go into my mission because like I said, the world needs you to write your book, but why do I say that? And what is my mission? Well, to boldly go where, oh, wait, no, that's the wrong mission.
No.
I want to get more human perspective and context into the digital world. This is to help offset the AI generated stuff so that way it doesn't become all AI generated stuff. Not to
Right.
mention, there's so many humans, we sometimes forget that perspective and context is very important. So even though there may be 100 people that have a video on how to do something,
Hmm.
you might have a way of doing it or a way of explaining it, or maybe your tone of voice just comes across better than other people.
Right.
For some people, it's not better than other people, like for everybody, but
Hmm.
it's important. All that context.
Right.
And so the book is a way to do that. Get your perspective and context into a book, and uploading it onto Amazon is, as Jim shows us, very,
Hmm.
very, very simple.
Hmm. Let's back up a step and let's talk a minute about why would an entrepreneur or a small business owner want to write a book? What's the benefit for them in having that type of an asset?
Indeed. Why,
Hmm.
why, why would you want to write a book in the first place? I think I actually wrote down some extra stuff. Nope, that's why people don't write their book. No, that we'll get to that in a second here.
Right.
Reasons why you should write a book. Well, one is because it counteracts AI. That's one good reason. But for your own benefit, what it did for me is it gave me confidence and it gave me a status, and instantly gave me a status. I'm
Right.
an author, and that actually carries weight versus, no, I haven't written that book yet.
Right. Right. I think that the confidence part is really huge when you're looking at a business owner and they're trying to step into their greatness and they're trying to step into their expertise and they're trying to become that expert, that go-to person in their field, that book gives them instant credibility. People look at you and say, "Oh, you wrote a book? Oh, you must know something that I don't know." And it enables you to create that conversation. And then from that book, since looking at what's in it for the author, business owner, is it gives you a springboard into other things. Your book can become a keynote speech. It can become your personal framework for what you do, right? Intellectual property, your own IP, which is huge, right? You can turn your book into a digital course or into a training seminar, a webinar series, a full blown conference if you want to. The ideas that you can have to repurpose the content that you put in your book is invaluable because, people often say this to me: uploading a book on Amazon isn't going to sell in books. I'm not going to get rich reading a book. You're absolutely right. You're not in most cases if you're doing a self-published book. But it still is a great door opener for you, and it gives you additional opportunities to generate revenue that you might not be able to do as efficiently without having that book.
Right. Making money with the sale of a book is not easy and not for everyone. And not very many people make a living doing just that. It typically springboards to other things, even if they are a well-renowned author. They typically have
Hmm.
other sources, other streams of income.
Right.
So if you approach writing a book as I'm not writing a book so I can sell it to make money. I'm writing a book so that I can share my knowledge in a way that gives me authority in my field.
Right.
And
Right.
there's that now. It's my business card. It is my giveaway. It is my um, my title. Um,
Hmm.
so beyond just the confidence for myself, it suddenly elevates me in the eyes of others
It
without
does.
really doing all that much. Because once you go through
Hmm.
the system, you figure out, oh, it's really not that difficult to write and publish a book, and get it
Exactly.
up on Amazon. Now, if you want to print it, you have some more steps to go to get there. That's not
Hmm.
all that hard either compared to what people envision it must take and
Right.
the traditional publisher scenario,
Hmm.
which with Amazon, we don't have. We have self-publishing. And
Right.
again, because we're not trying to get out there into the market to make profit from sales of the book, in marketing and sales world, we want leads, and the book is a way to get leads.
Right.
It is a tool to use to get leads. There's many ways to use the tool to get the leads.
Right. And another thing, as we're talking about building authority, is when people are looking for your services online, they're comparing you to your competition. They're not just going to see you on a Google search and say, "Oh, that's who I'm going to go with." They're going to shop around just like people shop around in a grocery store. And so, or a grocery store, a department store or a mall. And so when they're looking at what resources does this person have and compare it to what resources do you have, how are you differentiating yourself in the marketplace? And your book can be that differentiator. Your book can be that piece of communication that a potential lead attaches to and says, "I need to know more. I need to schedule that call. I need to have that conversation with that person." Their title of their book indicates they know me. They know the problem I'm dealing with. They might have the solution I'm looking for. And so when you look at the whole idea of lead generation, a book is a really powerful tool for doing that.
It even goes into, more local service-based businesses that are looking to just excel in their field
Hmm.
and gain more authority in their field and be more prominent in their field. Another
Hmm.
way to come up in the search algorithm to come up above
Right.
competitors.
Right.
Um, and then just another way to, when people say, hey, I want someone knowledgeable when I'm looking for a contractor, this
Hmm.
contractor wrote a book,
Right.
you know?
You know, I have a past client that I worked with last year that had a group of financial planners. They worked with selling annuities was their product. And he wrote a book to show his team how easy it was to turn that book into millions of dollars. And all of the guys on his team wrote a book. Now, oftentimes people think if I write a book, it's got to be like War and Peace, right? It's got to have 1,000 pages and it seems daunting. But many of these guys wrote a book that was about 75 pages. It was small, it was easy to write, it was easy to produce. It was a great thank you gift for people who held that first informational call. And it doesn't cost them a lot to, right? I love that.
The green fades through. Oh, all right. But yeah, it's not huge. It's
It,
it's
it,
not it's not huge.
right?
It's just
It doesn't
it's
have to
just
be huge to be valuable.
right.
And
Perspective and context.
exactly. And, you can use your book and send things out directly through Amazon or through a third party person, and they can be your distributor. If you want to include a personal note when you send things out, by all means, buy some wholesale copies, sign those copies, include the note, mail them yourself. But if you're looking for a turnkey operation, you have the opportunity to do that and get your book in the hands of other people very easily with minimal effort.
Yep. There's, even Jim tells the story on the real estate
Hmm.
field,
Yep,
of handing the book out. Here, this book shows you how to get this result because I did
exactly.
it, and here's what I did and how I did it, and here it
Hmm.
is. You know, so
Yeah.
that's yeah. The ways to use the book not only to to make money in other ways, but just to elevate your status. So
Hmm.
let's take said contractor and say, hey, here's someone who wants to develop a YouTube channel.
Hmm.
Again, if you have a book, you can talk about the different things that are in your book and use the book as something to um, plan out your YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and then it directs back and forth.
Right.
So part of a marketing strategy, one of the many spokes of the wheel.
Exactly. Exactly.
But then, like I said, there's a whole bunch of reasons why people don't write a book. One of them being that, oh, well, it's a lot harder than you guys are making it out to be, or I just, oh, publishers, you don't want to have to deal with that. Nope, I don't. And I'll never be, like a Wall Street Journal #1 bestseller or anything like that. So what's the point?
Mm.
So uh, before I get into some of the other obstacles about why you should write a book, let's back up about how easy it is and what it can get you, and discuss the other person that is in your life that has recently written books.
I was going to bring that up because Jim's system is easy enough that a 9-year-old can write a book with his system. And my granddaughter, who is 11 now, has written 3 books with Jim's system. She has become a best-selling author through Amazon 3 times. Her book through Amazon is sold internationally. However, on top of that, her book is currently being sold in 22 countries through independent bookstores. Her book is in libraries in the state of Hawaii, Indiana, and North Carolina. We're going through approvals for the state of Colorado to be in the library system. Her book is about study skills for teenagers going into middle school, and she's got a book out on confidence as well. And they are also in school districts in Indiana, in North Carolina, in Colorado, in Wyoming, and in Hawaii. And so, at 11 years old, she's got a residual income that's coming in from a system that is so simplified that even a middle schooler can follow the system and do it. And, we didn't do it in 7 or 8 days. We did it in 4 weeks because, again, she's a little bit younger than we are. And it just took a little bit more time for her to do the writing and, to go through and edit it the way she wanted it to do. She wanted to design her own book cover and then send her ideas to a designer. And it was a beautiful process. And she thought she wanted to be a journalist when she grew up, and she thought it was just a pipe dream. And like you said, writing a book is a confidence builder. After her first book hit #1 bestseller, she's like, you know what? I can make money as a writer. I can live out my dream. I can express my thoughts in ways that other people, are gaining value from it. She's gone on to um, host booths at entrepreneurial expos. At her first event, she sold $1,000 worth of books in about 3.5 hours. And she was the only kid who was there selling books. Everyone else was doing jewelry or candy or, dog beds or something like that. We had no idea if there would be a market for that. And so books do move, books do start conversations. And even with someone who is a preteen, if she can build a business, she started a website, she has a blog, she has an IG channel. She's getting ready to start her own podcast. And all of that has come out of the book. And then, she's like, what else can I do? Could I do a skincare line because she talks primarily to girls? Could I have my own scent? Could I have a clothing line? What could come out of this book that's in alignment with the things that I'm writing about? And so, if she can dream big and start seeing how her book can be used to open up lines of making additional revenue, what could we as adults do with our businesses, and how can we create opportunities that we don't maybe see yet in our business?
Yeah, but Anza, she has a really awesome grandma. She has a role model, and she has someone to follow that helps her and tells her and keeps her on track and does all that good stuff. Here's my list now, But what about, like
Yeah.
I would write a book, but I can't get the idea out of my head. I can't get it onto paper. It's in
Right.
here. I don't know how to get it out.
Right.
So that's
You
one
know,
big one.
that's a huge hurdle. And, I can tell you, I have written 10 books total. And some of them have been solo books, some of them have been collaborative books. Whether I was contributing one chapter or I was writing the whole book, there were so many days I would sit down and look at my screen and I've got this blank piece of white paper. And it's like, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. What am I going to
Classic
say?
writer's block.
Right? It's like, how am I going to format it? Where do I start? Right? That's I think one of the biggest objections is I don't know where to start. What's the first step? And, Jim's system breaks things down in a logical sequence. So you have the path from that initial idea to, the final closing chapter in words and even your ad at the back of the book. And it just really cannot be any easier than his system to follow.
Right. And we're not even talking about just writing the book. It's getting it onto Amazon.
Exactly. It's all the nuts and bolts. He leaves nothing to guesswork. Nothing.
So then they say, oh, well, even if I could get it out onto paper, I'm not eloquent. I couldn't, I can't write well. It would stink. No one would want to read it.
Well, that's the beauty of Jim's system. And I don't use a lot of other AI platforms, so I can't speak for what else is out there. But with Jim's system, you get to put your ideas into the AI. So it's your words, your thoughts that are going in, and his system just helps finesse what you're trying to say. And you're able to take that information and refine it even more. Because what I have found with other people that I have helped write books over the years with before I ran into Jim and his system, and I've done ghostwriting for people before AI was even available, is it's so great to have something that you can go through and edit, and then rather than trying to come up with the idea off the top of your head. And I think that that's one of the things that I love about Jim's system is I can write so much faster when I have that first draft in front of me. Because once I have my bullet points transformed into um, a formatted text format, then I can go through and my creative juices really start moving. And I can say, oh, I need this story to go and illustrate this point. Oh, I forgot about this in the timeline. And I can start interjecting and refining and really personalizing it to my life and my experience. And the takeaways that I want people to take away. What am I teaching in the book? What do I want people to learn? And it really helps define and refine that clarity on the whole purpose behind the book writing project.
And you're using the AI term, which instantly a lot of people suddenly go, whoa, 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 whoa. How can AI write something that's like me? And it's like,
Mm,
so let's back up, and we're not using AI to write your content. We're using AI to generate a rough draft
right.
based on what you want to write. And then from there, so let's even before we go on say, how different is that than having a writing assistant?
Exactly. I think I'll say I was AI for my clients before there was AI. They would give me their ideas, they would give me their bullet points. I would research them manually. I would look up all of their stuff on Google or, all of the different places that I could find them. I would try and pull all of that information in and assimilate it into how I see them as a potential client, even, right, a reader of the book, and how do we want to convey that out. And so this system just eliminates the need to go through and do all of that legwork. And so it cuts out so many hours of tedious work that you no longer need to do in order to get to that rough draft stage.
And then, as Jim has pointed out, I love that. I love this aspect of it. It's like, okay, so in the olden days, you would have gone through that whole process and spent all these hours and all this stuff, and then you would have submitted the stuff in, and then they would have said, it's okay. Could you make it more something else?
Right.
Ah!
Sure,
Now
I
it's like,
can.
click. Okay, click. Let me change some selections. Click. Okay, now I have something else to work with. Now I have several somethings to work with. Now I can actually, I'll just curate some content. I'll just curate a book.
Hmm.
I don't even have to write the book. All I need to do is say, I want to talk about things this way. This is my topic. This is how I do it. Here's some of the things I want to say specifically because these are the things that I say in real life. Go. I don't like the
Yeah.
way you said that. Go. Okay, I got something. Go. All right. I'll just take this, mix it up because this is what I said, and this sounds like what I said that other day, and this is something I definitely said, and that fits the storyline. Now all I need to do is like type in a couple of sentences in between to tie it all together, so it's
Hmm.
me. And now I just wrote a book instead of spending hours and hours and hours trying to get that onto the paper
Hmm.
just to start that whole process.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm on, like I said, third book, and each one has become easier. And now this new iteration, and I
Hmm.
suppose that's what we need to talk about. What is this thing that they're talking about? They haven't even told us what this thing is. It keeps getting easier and easier and easier. Now this new time is going to be the easiest ever. What
Ever.
is it? Well, it's a sprint. It's a 5 day sprint for 2 hours a day. On this next week, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 11th and the 12th
Hmm.
at what is it? It's 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock Eastern, I believe,
Yes.
or 2 to 4. One, I don't know.
I
Let's
think it's
double check.
2 to 4.
Two to
It's
four. Two to
it's
four
it.
Eastern.
Yep. Two to
6th,
four
7th,
Eastern.
8th, 11th, and 12th. 2 to 4 Eastern, and all you have to do is buy into the program. You don't have to buy this one thing. You buy into Jim's ultimate program, and this is one of the things that you would get access to.
Right.
Now, there's a link in the description, and if you clicked on that link, you're going to come to a page that has a fire hose of information on it. And before you panic and before you get overwhelmed, because we definitely don't want any overwhelm happening here, is that if you want to do this through this link, Anza and I will help you along the way because we're going to be doing this. So I've set up a external group, and if you want to join in and have an additional step, because like we were describing, Jim gives it all out there. I mean, you can just go directly there and do it because we've done it, been there, done that. And so if you'd like to go along with someone extra that's already been there, done that, and help you along, I have extra sessions in the evenings, 6 p.m. Eastern, on those same days. So where I will be working on mine, I'll show you what I'm doing. You'll be able to ask me some extra questions. And that's the bonus part of going through our affiliate link. So we talk about the affiliate link thing. Yes, that link is an affiliate link. It's a joint venture for Anza and I both. So that way we are going to both be involved. So we don't know exactly if what time she'll be available yet, because we, like I said, we were just starting this thing.
We just
Boom,
did it.
bam.
Boom. Bam.
So there we go. The disclosure: I and Anza, we're independent affiliates of Copy and Content AI and Guaranteed Response Marketing. We're not employees. We receive referrals if you buy through that link. And anything we've expressed here are our own opinions, are not official statements of the Copy and Content AI or its parent company. And there you go. You could get it directly from them if you want, but if you like the extra bonuses, then buy through our link, which is in the description down below.
Down below.
Well, that was the question. So why join us? Well, we've been there, done that. I was saying a little bit about that, but we also have some extra credentials going on. I have been in the Copy and Content group since the genies were incepted, since the very first one. I've been through several of the book challenges and participated in this same fashion, helping the group, helping people in there. And I've also been, I can't remember what the title would be, the lead in the study hall. When Jim was gone at IMC and Jim was gone doing different things, I would fill in. There was about 8 months of that. And so I have a lot of experience with Jim's technology and using his system, following his guidance, and getting the results that he is setting out for us.
Mm-hmm.
And Anza, you also have some extra usage. You write content for other people, and what else do you have
That's
in there?
true. So, like you, I have been with Jim since he started this, way back before he got as sophisticated as he is now. I started following him when he wrote his book, Copywriting Secrets, and I have just totally embraced his methodology of writing, especially sales and marketing writing. And, you know, weeks on end. I was at his feet studying everything that he had to do. Um, in 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 so many ways that I revamped my business because I already did a lot of writing for people, but this helped me write better. And so I've been using his tools, gosh, probably 3 years now, three and a half, maybe 4 years. Has he been around that long? I,
Oh, he's
yeah,
been around a lot
because,
longer than
yeah,
that. The
well,
genies haven't been around that long,
yeah,
but
with the genies and stuff. I was thinking it was like 2019, I think, when I joined this
yeah,
group.
back when it was just wizards,
Yeah, it was just
content marketing
wizards and
wizards.
getting to go. And I did not know that Jim was going to get into teaching people how to write books. I had just finished a 90-day book writing project. Um, and I was so done. And then Jim said, I'm doing a 7-day book writing challenge. And I was like, can I write another book after just going through this exhaustive process, going through it on my own and doing all the things? And it was like, you know what? And I told Jim this too. I said, I wish I would have known about this 90 days ago. I would have waited to write my first solo book and used your tools because holy moly, the whole experience was totally different. And like I said, I've done copywriting for people since 2009. I've been writing a very long time, and this just makes it fun and easy. It helps you be more creative. It helps you get your point across in a more clear and concise way. It helps you stay in your branding voice. I just can't say enough about the benefits that have come to me through using his process and his tools over the years.
And you've used them so well and so successfully that he has asked you to be a case study for him.
Yes, he sat down and interviewed me and talked about how I use his tools in my business, how I serve my clients through using his tools and his methodology. And, I tell all of my clients they need to write his book. It's like if we're going to work together, you need to understand the methodology that I am embracing and using so you can understand why we do what we do to get the results that you're going to get using his methodology and tools.
Yes, indeed. So between your vast experience using the tools and using them, all the tools, and then writing books with them, and then I have experience using the tools and helping others use the tools.
Hmm.
So there's that again. Anza and Monty come from different angles. Anza using the tools for other people, Monty using the tools, helping other people use the tools. So there's
Right.
our double angle in there. Why join us? Because we have more than one angle of how to approach
Hmm.
using the tools.
Right.
And again, because we're going to be there for the event and then an extra session after for each day, the 6th, 7th, 8th, and the 11th and the 12th. And
Hmm.
so just join in through the affiliate link that's in the description down below. And here is the wonderful sales page that you will end up on. It's publish your own real book in just 8 hours. There's Jim. And yeah, we're going to be there. So if you want to write your first book and you want the details, here are the details here. It's going to be on the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 11th, and 12th of November. That's next week and over the
Next week.
weekend.
Right.
It's 2 to 4. There are replays. And then if you join up through our affiliate link, which says in the link up there, Monty and Anza at the end, so you'll know you're on our affiliate link. Then you'll also have another time after that. So if you're working during the day, during the 2 to 4 Eastern, but 6
Hmm.
p.m. Eastern you can make, well, then you can join in and we'll have a second session. I'll show you what I'm doing with my book, and you can ask questions. Ta-da!
Ta-da! And we're going to make it fun. We're going to be able to have that back and forth conversation Because at first, when you're using a new tool, it can feel a little bit overwhelming and you think, oh, can I really write a book in 8 hours? Yes, you absolutely can. But you want to have that support. We can't do it on our own the first time around. You need to have that extra level of support to get it done.
And that's where, let's point out, Jim gives the support. Lots of people can go right through with through the we did.
We did.
He provides a group, so it's not like we're providing something that he doesn't provide other than our own perspectives, where we've done it, how we've done it, how we've approached using the tools, because everybody uses them a little differently. And just an extra hand holding, if you will.
Extra. I like that word, extra.
Yeah. Some people want just a little extra. Plus, it's also, another group, another set of people in the 6 p.m. session that I will be hosting. There'll be several people and their own perspectives. So it'll be a Zoom setting. So Jim's putting on a course and a class, and you'll absorb all that. And then in my session, you'll be able to interact with and maybe glean more out of it. So cool. Links down there in the description. And if you got some questions, just ask them right in the comments and we'll get back to you for sure.
Absolutely. Hope
That
to see
being
you in
said,
the challenge.
Yes, we would love to have you along. The more, the merrier, in fact, by far. And I don't want to linger any further. I've already taken you longer than you said you had. So thank you very much, Enza, for showing up unannounced. And everybody have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.